Hey guys, welcome back to another analysis type game, and here we have one where we don't exactly have the greatest deficit, but the fact that we kept this game even is a miracle in itself. And honestly, it was a team effort, and this game shows a different quality of League of Legends. Yes, maybe there's some skill and some plays that were made, but ultimately it is a mental game, and this game really exhibits that by not just me, but my whole team. Okay, so we're jumping right into this game. Things against Mordekaiser to note, laning phase isn't really too bad. Again, I'm going with a I was about to say Thunderlord's Electrocute build. He is going with a Conqueror, very standard, very typical. Now, I warded that bush there. I'm not exactly sure when J4 got in that bush. Didn't quite expect that because I did have a deep ward. He must have slipped by it somehow. But I go and I help the jungler. We secure the J4 for the first blood. Here, a little bit goofy. Yikes. I'm trying to give this kill over to Sejuani a couple times there. I thought maybe she'd be able to finish it off because she did burn her flash. But anyway, I had to end up flashing for him. So that was probably my bad. I should have just kept autoing and taken it for myself. But with the DCs and the reconnects, you can already see it has begun. The stability of our AD carry has gone downhill vastly. It is what it is. So, you know, teammates are staying strong. There's definitely been a lot of chatter in the chat this game. People are hoping things happen. I try to roam bottom. I think to myself that if I can just get a pick, maybe I can help this Xerath hold out on a 1v2. I tell him multiple times this game that I think he should just sell his support item and maybe start farming. But, you know, it's 3 minutes that she's been disconnected, so we haven't necessarily lost all hope yet. I suppose he still wants to be a support. One way he's going to be a support is by ganking me mid a lot. So he helps secure that kill. And, I mean, ultimately that was a free roam. I'm not sure what the pings were there. I wasn't pinging him. I was very happy with this play. I think he was pinging, wondering why the J4 was so scared, or I don't know why that happened in general. So we decided to roam it back bottom. And this is a 3 versus 2, so it doesn't matter if you have a DC. I mean, we're just working as a team. We're just beasting this. It pains me I died there, really. It hurts my heart a bit. I don't think I needed to die there. I might have been a little greedy trying to go for the double kill, but ultimately a 2-for-1 when we're down a player isn't the worst. We need to find some way to accelerate this game in our favor, and it already is. So that's definitely a plus. If we forward a little bit, we're just trying to keep this map vision. Sejuani finds a bit of a pick, but we can't do much about it. Xerath is holding down the fort mid. Mordekaiser is extremely weak. He is up CS a little bit because he hasn't left lane, hasn't needed to, since they have the player advantage. But, you know, we're still keeping some hot pressure on mid lane. We have Rift Herald being obtained. We're losing this bot tower. Mid tower is definitely not going to be, you know, done, but I decided to go for the kill. And there we go. Clean, clean, clean. Got to push that advantage. You know, we have to. It's not even really punishing them at this point because they're still gaining so much. I mean, they're getting all this farm bottom. I mean, overall, they're up an immense amount of CS against our team, but we're trying to push some sort of advantage. So I have to make that kill happen so at least one of their players can be weak, and I've chosen it to be Mordekaiser. So we're going to keep things rolling. They do get our bot tower first. That kind of sucks. There is a fight mid here that I try to engage. So I try to go in here and I try to ult, I think. But maybe I'm stupid because my ult isn't even close to being on up. At the end of the day, you know, I thought I could burst Aphelios or somebody if I went on them, but his damage seems still too significant for me. So Mordekaiser picks up a kill on me. I mean, here, this is what the enemy team should be doing constantly. I mean, not that Jarvan death right there. That's kind of silly. But this is what the enemy team should be doing constantly, is they should be pushing us. Yeah, I mean, it's numbers advantage, you know? This is just tragic to watch. We can't do much about it. Xayah still in base. We do a little bit of pressuring, and that's about it. So another fight mid happens. Xerath gets grabbed. Aphelios misses his ultimate. I use that opportunity to go in on him. And full burst again with the Thunderlords, or Electrocute, helping out, and Ignite for the finish. Nautilus, you know, finally, Xayah is back. It's 12 minutes and 43 seconds. Xayah is back. She has a Caulfield Warhammer to her name, which is essentially passive gold income. And yeah, we're kind of in this game. As long as we have our player, we're in this game. Gold is dead even, but that is with a score of 10-4. Okay, 10-4 should be GG, but it's not because we have a player that has not been farming. So the gold instead is dead even. Now it is time to start climbing ahead. So we take a minute. You see there is a large amount of time where we do nothing, and I can tell you that during this time we're farming. We're farming, trying to let her feel comfortable, feel stable. That's essentially it. There were no objectives up that we could get really. Rift Herald just spawned, so Trin is on top of that. He's doing a great job. But we're just farming. Enemy team as well is just farming. You can see, again, you know, all this time difference, you know, it's been like 3 minutes here. 3 minutes later, and we're still the exact same gold. So it's not really like much is happening. But this is a huge fight now. So enemy team hasn't been winning in team fights against us, and that's with having a player advantage. Here, they choose to pick a team fight against us, and we're even on players. Even if the Xayah doesn't come, they still have a slim chance of winning, actually. But instead of doing anything, I mean, I guess they have to push something, so I just look for this flank here. This is just so easy. I mean, why bother helping this Trin and these two tanky boys? I'm just going to go kill Aphelios. He's their strongest player. He's had the free lane all game. Done. Aphelios is out of there. I jump on in. I kill Nautilus, and then Poppy dies shortly after we pick up the Rift Herald. I mean, this snowball is insane. Xayah still hasn't done anything this game, but that's okay. The team didn't tilt, and honestly, a team not tilting for 15 whole minutes, that's pretty wild, I have to say. I mean, so we pick this up, you know, we get this mid tower, we get another mid tower. It's just, you know, who's there to stop us? You know, so we get 2 towers, and now it's time for Dragon. We go over here. So there's some more interesting team fights that come up. We go for the Dragon. This is a bit of a blunder. I should have probably bursted the Mord. I wanted to burst the Jarvan because of the smite pressure. I don't want it to be a smite battle. We eventually just secure the Dragon and accept my death in this matter. I think that might have been a little bit of a misplay there. But nonetheless, at least we secured the Dragon. So we're going to fast forward a bit. You know, we get to this phase. Mordekaiser is overextended top by himself, and our team is just working together so well. Trin just wants to split push. We told him, go do it, buddy. And we just work together. Xayah, let's see where she's at. She doesn't have her Essence Reaver yet. She's got the BF Sword and a Caulfield's Warhammer, so she's getting there. With the level of strength that I have and the fact that I mean, Poppy does have Grasp, but it's not going to heal so much. Mordekaiser does have Conqueror, but he's essentially a minion this game, and there really isn't a whole lot of healing, so yay! We don't have to build a Morellos. I'm always talking about building Morellos, and this game we don't have to build one, so that's wonderful. But unfortunately, the Xayah is still pretty weak. She's kind of conceding a lot of farm. That wasn't just the first time, or because I do more damage, or I'm a greedy little boy. It's because she knows she's behind, and it's more useful on the rest of us. But we do want her to catch up on farm in case this game goes later. So we are just shoving it down mid, though. I mean, honestly, we still want this game to end as fast as possible. A late game isn't going to be great for us because we're essentially going to have an AD carry that's down 1 full item the entire game, should things stay even. So we want to push that advantage. Splitting is definitely advantageous to us. Now, here's another fight coming up. I remember this one. Things get a little iffy. And seeing as how, if you look at the scores where things are, you know, the enemy team still has a bit more power than us, a bit more oomph. Mordekaiser has a very impactful ultimate. We essentially don't have an AD carry still. Aphelios is very strong. So the way the gold has fallen this game, I'm very strong, and I need to play the team fight in a way that allows me to clean up, carry, and win the team fight essentially on my own. So we make a catch here, but it's on 3 tanks. I'm still going to ulti because it's still a good engage, okay? But we have a bit of a backline problem. Xerath is nowhere to be found. He got shoved off. He had to use flash to survive. And Xayah is essentially, well, unfortunately she's useless, but also she's in the back line, not hitting these guys just yet. Now she does, but Mordekaiser is there. Wow, this is a bright screen. But you can see, you know, my engage is good. The engager Sedge is good. Trin is good. You know, Trin wants to be flanking, really. He wants to be hitting this Aphelios, but there is a turret there. We want to have Xerath's damage hitting this pipe right here, but again, it's not happening. So the engage is a bit awkward to say the least. Xayah is a little too melee range for my taste. I feel like I was about to die here, but thankfully Trid and I are just so strong, we're able to clean this up. Triumph and such kick in, give me a little bit of juice. Now this flash out that I had to do, so I wanted to finish this off, but I was not paying attention to this side here. I was not paying attention to just how full health Aphelios was. I thought maybe, you know, Xerath or somebody had held him off, poked him down. I mean, Xerath's not weak necessarily, but still, he's not as strong as Aphelios. Similarly, I didn't do the damage to Mord anymore that I was used to. You know, he had a big shield ready to go. So as soon as I dashed into that Mord, I realized that one of his Qs is probably about to one-shot me, so I immediately flashed out, and Aphelios would have killed me too. Unfortunately, Xayah being a glorified minion at this point, I let her die. Very easy decision there. Xayah just has to die. There's nothing I can do. If that landed, I would have engaged on the Aphelios quite happily. I had my Electrocute. Oh no, Electrocute is down actually, sorry. But I did have Ignite up. So I would have engaged on this Q, but he had Flash up, so he dodged my Q. Meaning I have to wait. I need to have max amount of damage to kill Aphelios and Mord as well. And we need to surprise burst Mord, because remember, he's got about half a bar worth of shield, and he dodged that Xerath Q, so he didn't need to use it. He's got half a bar worth of shield here. I decide to hide in this, okay? Now, I want to hide in it. I don't know. I want to see it. Was that lucky? That was lucky. Look at this. So this was lucky here. I cannot see these guys, but my thought is this. If I can just hit one Q, they're dead. That's all I need to do. I need to hit one Q on both champions, and I win, and I have shield up. So we shield up first, because we know that auto is coming. That auto takes my whole shield. It would have killed me if I didn't shield. We toss the Q, naked, because we saw where that auto came from, so we know he's like right there. We toss that Q. I mean, goodbye, bud. Goodbye. You don't walk into a Diana. I don't care how strong or advantageous you have in this numbers game. He's instantly dead. I ignite Mordekaiser just in case he were to get a speck of healing off. And that's a quick double. So we clean up that fight. Real nice. And again, it had to be that way. It had to be that way. It had to be me surviving to the end, making sure I could clean up that fight properly, because I was the most fed person on the team. You know, I can't leave it to Xayah. God, no. You know, Tryndamere, you know, not the way that engaged happened. Tryndamere wasn't going to be able to fight anymore. Sejuani is not quite tanky enough this game. It had to be me. So I push that one tower. We back off. We reset. And we move on to our next fight. So now we're fighting for an objective again. This is a pretty free game. I mean, Tryndamere is just kind of in here. He's actually very safe. I'm looking for the right engage. Now, enemy team would have been smart to not engage on us, I think. Especially with Jarvan. He's the jungler. But I don't really care. So I just go for the people right here. They clump anywhere I see a clump. I would have loved to clump over here with my team, and I could have potentially done that, but they would have got that dragon. Also, Trin, I know that he's essentially the second strongest character on our team right now, so I decide to clump and group with him. Team takes care of the Jarvan. I mean, that was easy, right? That was a 2v3. Sejuani misses ultimate. I secure the dragon with Trin. And then, you know, it's just pretty textbook at this point. That Aphelios almost killed me, but, you know, our advantage right here is just too huge for them to overcome. We have a 4K gold advantage. Honestly, I think a lot of it is on me. And yeah, unspent as well. 3.1K right there, unspent. I go back, I have a Rabadon's, a Hextech Proto Belt, and boom, we just buy a full Zonia's just like that. Just like that. It's time for Baron, basically. You know, we're fast forward through this. It's fairly textbook. Xerath does a great job zoning. Our team secures the Baron. Poppy tries to steal. That's not going to happen. It just isn't. And essentially, we're just looking to close out this game. There's only going to be a little bit more. We group, we shove it down mid. Xayah only has an Essence Reaver, bless her heart. But she didn't tilt, she didn't feed. She realizes she's going to get carried this game, and unfortunately, if she doesn't know, she is going to get Lever Bustered. She gets no LP this game. She was not on the honor screen. That's pretty unlucky for her. But essentially, this game's over. We have pretty much done the impossible in League of Legends. We've won a 4v5 with a tilt-proof team. Disengage is not really even worth commenting. I mean, I'm just so strong at this point. Just padding that KDA a little bit. Picking up 3 smooth, no, only 2 kills actually. You know, Xerath and I just padding that KDA as we push our way to victory, and they even surrender. Just don't tilt. Just hope they come back from DC. It's a mental game.